A series of airstrikes have been carried out by Israeli warplanes on several of Syria's military facilities. Tel Aviv claims the attacks were in retaliation for the roadside bombing of its troops in the Israeli-occupied part of the Golan Heights. Even though the perpetrators of the attack are still unknown, the defense ministry has blamed Assad's forces. That's as the Syrian part of Golan Heights is currently occupied by rebel jihadists. This all comes as Washington ordered the Syrian government to suspend its diplomatic and consular missions in the U.S. All non-American staff were also told to leave the country. RT's Marina Portnaya explains the reasoning behind this move.
The Obama administration has ordered the Syrian government to suspend its diplomatic and consular missions in the U.S., and that includes an embassy in Washington, D.C., and honorary consulates in Michigan and Texas. The White House says that this move comes in response to a decision made by Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to suspend consular services for Syrians living in the U.S. In a statement, U.S. Special Envoy to Syria, Daniel Rubinstein, said that we have determined it is unacceptable for individuals appointed by that regime, referring to the Assad government, to conduct diplomatic or consular operations in the United States, unquote. Now, while Washington's ties with Damascus continue deteriorating, the U.S. says it will continue assisting the Syrian opposition seeking to overthrow the Assad government. Some would call that quite a complicated endeavor, considering that extremists tied to terrorist organizations are fighting alongside the opposition in Syria. Now, Syria's bloody civil war has waged on for 3 years. In that time, a reported 140,000 people have been killed and 6 million displaced. Washington's latest move comes as the Syrian government has been accelerating its chemical weapons disarmament, which is expected to be fully completed later this year. That deal, of course, struck in cooperation with Russia. No telling now how the Syrian government is going to react to Washington's latest move.